What am I doing? Hey everyone, how you doing? If you are new here, I'm Nicole Concilio and welcome to the video. Girl, my hair. Okay. So today's video, I am going to be doing a first impressions makeup tutorial. Now this is all makeup that was sent to me in PR. This is not a sponsored video, and I will tell you if the product sucks. Just because something is sent to me doesn't mean I'm gonna say good things about it. But I do appreciate getting PR, and I don't appreciate these flyaways. Down. So we got a bunch of really cool things here today. I have the Jackie Aina La Peach highlighter that I'm finally gonna be able to test out. I have the new MAC Jeremy Scott collection. I have the Starlit Makeup Forever palette. I have the new Dior Foundation. So we have a bunch of really, really cool things going on here that I'm super excited to test out. So, I mean, without further ado, let's get into this toot. Also, do you guys like my shirt? It's a camel with tassels. Yes! It's 3 a.m. and I'm a little slap happy. But let's go. So I haven't gotten any new eyeshadow primer or anything. And obviously my brows are done. I haven't really gotten any new brow products that I've been like crazy about. And I don't really use eyeshadow primers too much. So I'm just gonna go in with my Kylie concealer and prep. Now, guys, I love this Kylie concealer so much. I think it's my fave currently. And I also have the Just Chill beauty blender that we're gonna be using today. Ooh, I love a new fresh beauty blender. So I'm just going to be blending out this concealer. And then to set my eyes, which I always do when I'm applying shadow. Some people don't, some people do. I feel like if I don't set my eyes, my shadow becomes a patchy mess. So I'm using MAC and Patrick Star powder, and I'm just going to plop this on my eyes. All right, so I am going to zoom you guys on in, and let's get started with our eyeballs. So this right here is the Makeup Forever Starlit Palette. It is all like shimmers, and I feel like this is a big deal because Makeup Forever has never really done anything like this, like a full-on palette like this with a mirror and like really cute packaging. So that being said, this is only shimmers, so I do have to use another palette to like kind of get my transitions going. So I was also sent the MAC Jeremy Scott, which this is a whole eyeshadow palette. This is slightly clunky, y'all, and slightly heavy. And by slightly, I mean a lot. So definitely take that into consideration. When you open it up, you do get a full-size mirror, and it stands up on its own, which I think is great. This is like, wow, like if I'm actually looking at this, like, and if I wanted to do a tutorial or if I had to do my makeup on the go, this would be a great mirror. So these are the shadows right off the bat. Like I notice it looks like wave sounds, and the reason I know that is because I was a musician for the longest time in my life. So it looks like wave sounds from a boombox, which is fitting because this is a boombox. So that is really cute. I do feel like, I don't know, the empty space, I understand the shape that they were going for, but I do feel like this is pretty clunky packaging for the amount of product that you are getting. Also, one other thing I wanted to point out is that like there are names on the shadows, but they're on this clear plastic thing, and I never ever keep these clear plastic things. That is actually like, and I hate to say it, and I hate to like start off this video on like a negative note, but I think that that is the most, and I mean this with all due respect, idiotic thing a company could do is name the shadows and not put the names on the actual palette, because I don't know anyone who keeps that. And if you do keep that, please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm just speaking from personal experience. I ain't keeping that shit. But anyway, let's get started into this. I am really excited because Jeremy Scott is an amazing designer. He owns the brand Moschino, if you don't know who he is. He has been a very big fashion icon of mine for a very long time, so I am really excited to see this, and I really love the packaging in general so far. Like, I love that it's all like kind of music themed. Like, this is really freaking cool. We'll get to this a little bit later on, but let's just keep going here. Let's go in with our eyes. So I'm going to be taking this little peach tone right here, and I'm going to be applying that directly in the crease as our transition shade, kind of going back and forth. Same old shit, different day here, y'all. Also, I am currently transferring files on my MacBook right now, and it's right next to me. So if you hear something that sounds kind of like an airplane taking off, It's my computer. I know, really safe. And then just doing the same thing over here with this eye. So we just used this peach shade right here. I'm gonna use this more warm tone shade right underneath it in the crease, kind of going over that transition shade. I'm using my Morphe M433 brush. I do have a discount code with Morphe. It's NICOL in all caps at the checkout, and that'll get you 10% off your entire purchase. You can also use that in stores, in any Morphe location. I do get a slight commission, but you guys get 10% off, so it's a win-win for both of us, you know what I'm saying? And it helps me feed my doggy Mo. So let's go into the crease here and kind of warm it up. So far, these shadows are really nice. There is some fallout in the palette, but like I said, fallout, schmall out. As long as the product works, that's all that matters. But I understand some people are neat freaks and they don't want a mess everywhere, so there definitely is some fallout. I love this color. Wow, this is a beautiful warm tone shade. It's like a creamsicle kind of shade. So I'm trying to see what color in the Starlit palette I want to use. I kind of want to use this duochrome magenta to blue shift shadow, so I feel like I'm gonna put some color up in here. Oh guys, Mo is snoring over there. My little sleepy guy. I'll bring him in at the end of this video so you guys can see him. He is sleeping and it's like literally 4 a.m., so I don't really want to disturb him right now. This is really big to hold up, guys. But you could see on the palette here the fallout that I was getting. But I'm going to take this purple shade right here. Hopefully it's in frame. And again, I'm still using my Morphe M433 brush. You guys can see there is a little bit of fallout, but to me, that doesn't really matter. Like, I'm not mad about it. And I'm just going to introduce this into the crease. And I kind of like the way that purple, like since it is a cool tone color, I kind of like the way it looks blended with a warm tone. I'm all about blending. I have to say the quality of these shadows is like blowing me away. Like this is blending so seamlessly. I'm very, very happy and pleasantly surprised. Also, I am very proud of myself because I feel like I have been doing a lot of looks and like colorful looks that have been out of my element. Like I'm doing halo eyes, I'm doing like cat eye stuff, I'm doing cut creases, like not just the same song and dance, and I'm using color, so I'm really proud of myself for kind of sticking to my New Year's resolution and playing around with color more. And once I get to that outer corner of my eye, I kind of feather it out by doing like light circly motions. Okay, I'm living for the way that this is looking right now. And what you can do to like further blend and even out the edges even more is just take a clean brush with no additional product on it and kind of feather out these edges. That gives you that like perfect seamless look. So now what I'm gonna do, since the Starlit color that we're using kind of has a magenta to a blue shift, I'm going to mix these two colors right here, the purple and the blue together. And this is on my Morphe M514. This is without a doubt my favorite brush that I've ever used. I cannot do my makeup without this. This works amazingly for smaller detail, getting more into the outer V, into the crease a little bit more. I freaking love it. I totally recommend this brush. So now what I'm gonna do is kind of just focus this on the outer corner of the eye. You can actually get a little bit on your eyelid as well. That'll just like help to blend it out more. Okay, so for right now, I'm liking the way that looks. Of course, I'm gonna go back in and blend a little bit more later. Once we have that lid color on, it's a little bit easier for me to see like what's going on. So I'm just gonna now do the same thing over here, mixing that purple and blue in the outer corner. And I'm doing light circle motions for this. I'm very impressed with the way that this is blending out. I think this is very pleasantly surprising for me because looking at it, I didn't think it was gonna blend that easily, but it's been working pretty nicely. So now going into the Starlit palette, I am taking the shade Prism right here and I'm using a flat packer brush. This is my Morphe M224, again, a really great brush. I am actually going to wet my brush a little bit with some Smashbox Photo Finish Primer water, just a little spritzy spritz. Ooh, bitch. That is freaking pretty. Can you guys see that reflex? And then I'm just gonna apply it to this eye. Oh my god. Dude, I'm living for this. Oh, and I do think that the Starlit palette is limited edition. Like, I think when it sells out, it's done forever. You know what I kind of want to do? So you see this shade here, Reflection, right next to the Prism, which is the one we just used. I'm going to take this and kind of tap it on the center of the eye. This has a pink kind of reflex to it. I don't know if you guys can see. Very, very pretty. I'm just going to tap it on there as well. That looks so pretty. I can't take it. Wow, this is so pretty. I feel like you can even use these as highlights. And they have some other really pretty shades too. Like, let's look in here. I'll just do some swatches so you guys can see. Look at those. Oh my God. So what I'm going to do is go back into the Jeremy Scott and MAC collection, picking back up my M514 brush. I'm going to go back into this kind of deeper purple shade. Sorry, guys. This is really hard to hold up. Go into this deeper purple shade and kind of feather out these edges. And if you have a lot of eyelid space and brow bone space like myself, I kind of take it almost up to my brow bone just to make sure everything is blended very seamlessly. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here, working with very light pressure as well. And again, if you want to feather out those edges even more, you can go on in with a brush with no additional product and blend, girl. All right, so I feel like I want to give some like thoughts on the products before I move on. The Starlit, I'm living for, loving it. I think it's beautiful. Even though I've only used like 2 colors, I feel like the other ones are gonna obviously be beautiful. They swatched beautiful. I think that this is a really cool palette and I love it so far. Like, I think it's been really cute and really fun to play with. The Jeremy Scott, I think the shadows blended out very, very nicely, very seamlessly. There was some fallout, but that's not a big deal to me. The packaging is very clunky and heavy. I don't think that this is very travel friendly, but I do think that this is something cool if you are a makeup collector or are a fan of Jeremy Scott. I think the product definitely does work. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, if I wasn't sent this, I probably wouldn't buy it. And even trying it out, I probably wouldn't buy it because I have other shadows that perform very similarly to this. I do think that a lot of detail and thought went into this packaging and I like that a lot, but I'm just being honest, y'all. If I wasn't sent it, I don't think I would buy it because I have a million other shadows that look exactly like this and perform very similar to this. And again, that is no hate, no shade, no tea here. I'm just telling you the truth. So for eyeliner, I just got sent a bunch of these new Morphe cream eyeliners. So let's open them up. They have a bunch of different colors. There's a purple liner, a gold liner, a black liner, a matte black liner. This is what they look like in the packaging. You can see this is obviously blue. This is more of a gold liner. Then we have a brown liner here and a purple liner. I kind of want to go in with the purple liner. I feel like that could be a really cute thing since we already have purple vibes going on. So this is what it looks like, and when you open it up, it has a little seal there, which I like because I feel like a lot of these products, they don't really have seals. You kind of just open it up and it's there. The seal makes me feel like it's fresh and clean. Ooh, wait, I don't know if you guys can see, but this one is black and has little like silver glitters in it. It's called Stargazer, and then we have one that's called Jet and is black. I'm feeling like maybe I shouldn't do the purple liner. I don't know, because it's, now that I'm looking at it, it's a different shade of purple, so it might clash. I might just do plain old black and see how that works out. But this is really cool too, the one with the glitters in it. I feel like if I were to do glitter liner, like black glitter liner, I would need to have like a whole matte kind of eye going on so that the glitter liner pops out. So I think I'm just gonna do the black liner, which is called Jet. And I'm taking a pair of tweezers to take off this little foil because I don't want to break my nail. And then that's what the inside looks like. And I usually use a Tarte double-ended eyeliner brush. I think Tarte has an amazing eyeliner brush. I love it. The way I like to work with cream products like this for a cream eyeliner and stuff is I'll get like a little bit of product and then I'll put it on the back of my hand like so and make sure the entire brush is coated with it. Ooh, wow, this is pigmented. It actually feels very lightweight too. Okay, so then once I have that straight line, I'm just going to connect it like so. And once I have that like kind of line figured out, it's a lot easier for me to go in and do my eyeliner. So I'm just going to fill in this little triangle here we have. This black is really, really pigmented. Okay, I'm loving working with this, especially because I have on a glittery eyeshadow and it's not giving me any problems at all. You know, sometimes when you have a glitter eyeshadow on or whatever the case may be, it kind of gets a little like glittery mixed in and you got to go over it a bunch of times. So far that is not happening and I'm very, very excited for that. I'm shook at this liner right now. Oh my God. I feel like my liner has never looked like this. It's never looked this perfect. And it is like so jet black. It dries down matte. Wow. Okay, these come out on the 15th of February. So if you are interested, again, you can use my discount code. I'm living for this black one. Wow. Okay, so moving on to mascara. I have the Bad Gal Bang, which I have already tried and I really, really like. I think this is one of Benefit's best mascaras. Also, if you guys want like a full review on this mascara, like a wear proof or anything like that, let me know and I can like wear it throughout the day and give you guys updates. It's a really pretty mascara and the wand is very flexible so it bends with your lashes. I'm gonna pop on some lashes off camera. I don't really have any new lashes that I want to try. Probably just gonna use my good old trusty Lily lashes and I'll be right back to do the face. Okay, y'all, let's get on to our face. I have this new Bobbi Brown face base. Yeah, face base vitamin enriched. It has shea butter, vitamin C, and E, which sounds good to me. Ooh, it smells good. I do get slightly freaked out with scented things going on my face, but ooh, nice and thick. She thick. I'm not really sure how much of this to use. Ooh, wow, it feels really nice. It's very thick, so I'm glad I didn't use a lot. Ooh, girl, my jaw hurts so bad from this freaking tooth situation. If you guys don't know, I have been going through hell and back with my veneers lately because I am a teeth grinder and I probably should have gotten crowns instead of veneers because I'm popping off these veneers left and right. And yes, I do use a mouth guard. And yes, I do try everything in the books to help with my teeth grinding, but nothing really seems to work. The only thing that was working is Botox, and I just got to go back and get some in my jaw. But I don't know, I just wish I would just stop. All right, so I'm gonna let this seep into the skin ever so slightly. And I have the new Dior Foundation here. This is Forever Undercover 24-hour full coverage. Let's see, it is claiming to be 24-hour wear, fresh, weightless foundation. So it doesn't really say the finish. So I'm gonna use shade 25. Ooh, it's like a little squirt bottle. I'm just gonna shake her up a bit. I don't know if I should apply with a brush or with a beauty blender. I feel like let's do beauty blender. I'm just going to take this, do a couple drops, and put it on my face. It does feel very lightweight if we're being honest here. All right, let's go on in and blend her out. Yeah, this definitely, like first impressions, is feeling very, very lightweight. We shall see how it sets and how it mixes with powder and everything. I would say this is decently coverage. I don't know if it's like exactly full with one coat. I kind of want to go over one area a little bit more of my face. Okay, so far so good. Definitely has nice even coverage. It feels very lightweight. If I had to compare it to something, I would say it's very similar to MAC Face and Body, kind of like really lightweight without that greasy feel, which is very nice. So I'm going to go in with my concealer. Again, I'm using Kylie Cosmetics. This has been a fave of mine for a minute. I'm just going in. I also like to get the sides of my nose because sometimes my nose gets a little red. And then to contour, again, I'm using Kylie concealer, and I'll add my cheek contour in a little bit. I just don't want it to set too fast. So now I'm gonna go in with this beauty blender and blend everything out. So then I just add some contour right here. I've actually been placing my contour a little bit higher up than I normally would, and I've just been loving the way it looks. All right. This is looking really, really nice. So let's go in with some MAC Patrick Star Powder. Again, this is my favorite powder ever. And I'm going in with my Morphe E48 brush. And I'm just going to blend out any creasing that may have formed with my beauty blender and then go right in with the powder. I also set the side of my nose as well. That helps me out a lot actually with my nose contour. And then I also am just going to add some powder over my contour areas. I'm not going to add too much powder because I have very dry skin, so I don't want it to be crazy. And then I'm just going to take whatever excess powder is left on the brush and just go over my forehead with it very slightly and down my nose. So now what I'm going to do is take a big fluffy brush. This is my Morphe E3, and I'm just going to gently wipe away any powder that may be left on the face and just kind of rub it into the skin. And if you feel like there are any areas that need a little bit more powder, like I feel like my chin kind of does, you can always pick up some more powder and kind of push it in. You can always add more powder, but you can't take away powder. So always remember that. It's like the same thing. You can always add more, but you can't add less. Okay, so this is looking and feeling really nice. To contour, I'm going to be taking the Tarte Pro Glow. Again, nothing new here. I wish like there were some products that like were sent to me that I like loved and could use and replace certain things, but I haven't had any. So to do this, I am taking the Kylie Cosmetics number 5 brush and going in with the shade Sculpt right here. And I'm just going to sculpt out my cheeks like so. I really like this brush to do your contour with. I think it's really great. And I actually just took a slight little break. I would say I took like a 30-minute break from the time I put powder on my face just to see how it would like set and everything. And I love the way that it is looking so far. I think it could potentially be my new favorite foundation. I just need to wear it a little bit longer to see. And then doing the same thing over here to this cheek. And then let's contour our noses out. I use the Jady Wady and Luxie brush. This is an amazing freaking brush. And I'm just going to start to snatch my nose, girl. And then a little trick I do, obviously this looks very harsh right now, so I don't go in and blend it out because I find when I do that, it kind of removes some of my foundation because I have very dry skin on my nose. So I just take my large fluffy brush and I kind of just tap over where I did my nose contour. That way it kind of blends it out. I don't really swipe. It's more of like a tapping motion. And it already looks way more blended out. And that's kind of like my little trick for doing my nose contour. So what I personally like to do is once I have that like kind of cool tone contour down, I'll go over it with a bronzer, kind of compensate and warm things up a bit. So I'm going to go in with the Laura Mercier Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder in shade number 5. This is kind of very similar to my MAC Give Me Sun bronzer color, so I'm hoping that it'll look very, very nice. And to contour, I'm taking the Kylie Cosmetics number 4 brush. Ooh, this is pretty. It's very similar to my MAC Give Me Sun, actually. And then I also warm up the bottom half of my jaw. Make sure you bronze your neck as well. Gotta make sure everything matches, honey. I kind of push it into my hairline. That way it looks the most natural. I know some of you guys don't like to mess around with your hairline and put product in it. Totally get it. This is just how I do it. And I'm actually going to set down a cream highlighter first. I feel like this foundation, if I had to say a finish, I would say it's more on the matte side, which I don't mind because I can always do things to manipulate the formula to make it a little bit more dewy. So that being said, I'm going to add some cream highlighter to make it feel like it's a little bit more dewy. And this is from Milk Makeup. This is not a new product. I've had this for literally forever. Like, look at how filthy and dirty it is. I like this a lot. It's the shade Lit. And I'm just going to add some of this cream highlighter. And of course, I'm going to go over it with another highlighter as well. I really am liking the way that this foundation is looking though. It's very airbrush feel. So for highlighter, I have my Jackie Aina La Page, girl. I'm so excited. I can finally try this. I actually was very sick when Jackie launched her product. I had like strep throat for literally like 3 weeks, I feel like. It was actually around the time of my birthday. If you guys remember, I was really upset for being sick around my birthday. I actually wasn't able to make it to her launch party, which I was really sad about, but I'm so proud of her for this collaboration with Artist Couture. So I'm gonna go take my fan brush now and dunk on into La Peach. I poured some into the cap. Oh, girl, I'm done. I quit. This is so pretty. I love the little like golden hue it has to it as well. Done. Bye. Are you kidding me? This is so pretty. I love this. It has like little gold reflex in it. It's so beautiful. Wow. Gotta get that nose, girl. You know what I'm saying. That nose highlight. And then I like to bring it up to my forehead, like right above the arch of my brow. You definitely don't have to do that, but that's just what your girl likes to do. So now what I want to do for blush is go into the Cheeky Volume Mixtape from Jeremy Scott. There was a highlighter and bronzer in here, but I had other highlighter and bronzers that I wanted to try, so I'm going to use this for the blush. And for applying blush, I use my Morphe Y7. So I'm just going to dunk on into this, and I focus more of my blush on the apples of my cheeks, and then I kind of dust it back a little bit. I feel like the highlighter in this is very powdery. Well, let me put it on the back of my hand. Super powdery. Yeah, that's very powdery. Like comparing it to La Peach. Let me put a swatch of La Peach right next to it so you guys can see. This right here is La Peach, and then that's the Jeremy Scott. So you can see La Peach really, really shines, whereas the Jeremy Scott is kind of matte. I don't know, y'all. I don't know how I feel about the Jeremy Scott collection, because like I personally feel like, you know, the products are good, but like I have other things that are just as good. And personally, if I wasn't sent this collection, I probably wouldn't buy it. The packaging is really cute. I freaking love the packaging, but what good is packaging if the product is just like okay? Do you know what I mean? And I love Jeremy Scott. Like I love him. I love Moschino. Like I loved his Sephora collection. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know, something's just off for me here. For my lower lash line, I'm going to go into the Starlit Palette and use the color Prism that we were using on our whole lids. And I'm just going to dust that on the lower lash line. And for this, I'm using a Morphe E36, which is a really great brush for smoking out the lower lash line. Or adding that inner corner highlight to your eyes. Gonna add that Bad Gal Bang mascara to the lower lashes. This is where I feel like the mascara really thrives for me, is the lower lashes, because I feel like it's just really lengthens them and is just really beautiful. And then I think for the inner corner, I want to add the reflection shade. This has like a pink reflex. Ooh, okay, bitch. I'm feeling that. Feeling it. Okay, so the only thing left to do here is lips, and I have some lipsticks from ColourPop. I have Appy and Boy, so I'm gonna try these on and see how they are. Let me wipe off some of my foundation lips. I'm actually gonna line my lips first, I think, before I do this, just so... Girl, I got crusty ass lips right now. I'm gonna take Whirl from MAC and just kind of line my lips a little bit. All right, so now let's go in with Appy. I don't like this color. I'm gonna go in with Boy, which is like way more pale. Let me go over this with Appy. Maybe that'll be... Oh yeah, that's better. So mixing the two is good. These lipsticks are definitely pigmented. I still feel like MAC lipsticks are the best. Honestly, MAC and Smashbox have the best lipsticks. I'm not like over the moon impressed, but I do like the way that this look came out. All right, guys, so I'm gonna zoom you on out and give you some of my final thoughts on this first impressions toot. Overall, I do really love the way that this look came out. I think it's very, very pretty. I love the way the eyeshadow came out. The foundation is beautiful, okay? I'm living for the foundation. The La Peach highlighter looks very, very pretty, very stunning. And I mean, I'm very impressed with everything. I would say the only thing I kind of like had issues with, or I felt like wasn't worth it, was the Jeremy Scott collection. Everything did work well. Like I didn't think the product was an issue. I just think I have way too many things that are similar to his collection, and I just feel like the packaging is way too bulky for me. It's kind of impractical to travel with, and I don't know. I just wasn't blown away. Like, I have to be honest, I wasn't blown away from it. And kind of feel the same way about the ColourPop lippies. Like, I'm not super blown away by this. You know what I mean? But everything else, I mean, I'm living for. Like, I love the liner. I love the Starlit palette. I think the new foundation, the Dior Foundation, is beautiful. I love the highlighter. The bronzer, I gotta get used to. I think it was like okay, but I don't have anything bad to really say about it. I think it looks very pretty on the skin. And yeah, I mean, I'm digging it. All right, guys, so if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe down below and turn on my bell notifications. That way you know when I upload. I hope you guys like this first impressions tutorial. Leave me a comment down below. What was your favorite thing everything that I tried and if you're going to be getting any of the products that I tried. Also, leave me a thumbs up if you like these kinds of videos so I know to keep doing them for y'all. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much and I will see you next time. Bye!